Rex is a veteran. One day he went to the bank and queued up, yet he wasn't there to handle any business but to flirt with the beautiful teller. Just then, a group of robbers broke into the bank. In the chaos, Rex saw that there was a gun in a woman's red leather bag. Having a hero complex, Rex signaled to the owner of the bag to throw the gun to him. However, the owner of the bag didn't dare to take the risk. It was hard to do anything without a weapon. Just when Rex was at a loss, a miracle happened. An unlucky bystander was shoved by the robbers, and the bag happened to be knocked into Rex's hands, so Rex took out the weapon and fought bravely. Soon the turmoil was quelled. However, what awaited Rex wasn't honor but a lawsuit. While he fought against the robbers and wiped them out, he also caused many unnecessary deaths. Some of the robbers had signaled their surrender, but Rex still killed them mercilessly. Apparently, besides punishing the evil and promoting the good, Rex was also venting his desire for killing. In the end, Rex was judged by the court as a dangerous person who had defended himself and thus faced 8 years in prison without parole or probation. Time flew by and Rex was released from prison due to the great sensation of the bank incident back then. As soon as he got out, Rex was on the cover of a magazine. Even when he was just having a meal, reporters would surround and take pictures of him. Since he had no one to talk to in prison, Rex had developed another personality, Rex II. Facing the harassment of the reporters, Rex pretended to be calm, but in fact, he was cursing in his heart. At this time, his hometown had become a place of sorrow for him. So, on an impulse, Rex decided to go to a place where no one knew him and start over. By drawing lots from a paper ball game, the destination was determined, which was the Nordic country of Finland. While waiting at the airport, a man told Rex that there was a couple behind him discussing him and saying that they wanted to tie him up and take him home. The man added that Helsinki, Rex's destination, had seen recent disappearances. Rex thought the man was joking and didn't take his word seriously at all. The moment he got off the plane, Rex felt an unprecedented sense of relaxation. At this time, he had no idea that someone had already targeted him. In the taxi, the driver secretly released a sleeping gas and then put on a mask. By the time Rex realized something was wrong, it was too late to escape. After a struggle, Rex completely lost consciousness. When he woke up, he found himself shirtless and hanging in a dim basement. The hemp rope on his hands was tied in a knot, and it was not easy to escape. Even more terrifying, finding himself disabled upon waking devastated him. Just when Rex was on the verge of a breakdown and about to scream, someone covered his mouth. It was Rex II. He reminded Rex not to shout, lest the bad guys upstairs find out. It seemed that every time Rex was in trouble, the other personality would come out to take charge. Looking around, there were bicycles and all kinds of sundries piled up like a mountain in the basement, which indicated that the bad guys upstairs were habitual offenders. They only tied Rex's hands, which meant they didn't expect him to wake up early. They didn't kill Rex but cut off his calf, which meant they needed Rex to be alive. So who on earth were the people who kidnapped him? Remember the couple at the airport? If there was no mistake, it was them. Second told Rex that the top priority was to untie the rope before dawn and then find a way to escape. Losing half of a leg also had its advantages. For example, he was much lighter. Rex could even do 10 pull-ups in one go without getting winded. He tried to bite through the rope, but the hemp rope was made of fiber, and an ordinary set of tough couldn't bite it. At 2 a.m., a little boy named Dolly sneaked into the basement while his family was asleep. Hearing the sound, Rex immediately closed his eyes and pretended to be unconscious. He squinted to peek at the person. When he saw that it was a little boy, half of his anxiety subsided, but Ollie was holding a dagger in his hand and didn't seem to be there to rescue him. Rex asked Ollie to let him go. Ollie didn't understand English, but he kept shaking his head in response to Rex's plea. But after all, he was just a child. Guided by Rex, Ollie slowly walked towards him. Rex seized the opportunity to launch an attack with a deadly scissors kick. He made Dolly deeply understand what the cruel world was like. Rex clamped Ollie tightly between his legs. With a little more force, he could easily break the boy's neck. However, Rex had no intention of killing him. Instead, he used the child as a hostage to negotiate with the bad guys. Not long after, Ollie's sister, Arya, found that her brother was not in bed and quietly went to the basement to look for him. There was a detail here. Arya covered her eyes when she came in, which showed that she didn't approve of what her family was doing. The young and beautiful Arya made Rex a little dazed. He begged her to let him go, but Arya didn't respond. At this time, Rex was careless and let go of Ollie. Then Arya picked up Ollie and left. Before leaving, she also took the dagger that had fallen on the ground. However, when facing the family members who came after hearing the news, Arya didn't tell the truth. Instead, she lied that Ollie had fallen out of bed and accidentally got hurt like this. Disapproving of Arya's defiance, her mother slapped her the moment she finished speaking and scolded her for what she had done to her brother. Immediately afterwards, the whole family took Ollie to the hospital overnight. Unexpectedly, as soon as the family left, Arya, who had been slapped, was actually in a great mood and fell into a girlish daydream. Even more shocking was that the object of her fantasy was Rex. Arya returned to the basement. She not only thoughtfully bandaged Rex's wound, but also voluntarily told him the family's dark secret. Arya's eldest brother, Paddy, was born a monster. He only liked to eat one thing: fresh human flesh. When he was a baby, while other children were drinking milk, Paddy was already biting people's arms. As he grew up to take care of Paddy, the family started hunting for every meal. The family would carefully prepare a unique feast. Although Paddy had grown up healthily over the years, his mental state was still that of a child. He was a terrifying cannibal. Arya couldn't agree with what her family was doing and had tried to run away from home many times, but each time she was caught back. To make Arya obedient, her mother even locked her in a cage. To gain freedom, she had to take full-time care of Paddy's diet and daily life. Arya boldly confessed her love to Rex. Rex's appearance not only made her fall in love for the first time, but also made her see hope again. Perhaps Rex could take her away from this deformed family. Therefore, when Arya left the basement, she deliberately left the dagger behind. Thanks to Rex's good flexibility, he used his toes to pick up the dagger and then put it in his hand. While promising Arya that he would take her away, Rex tried hard to cut the rope. Just then, there was a sound of a door being pushed upstairs. It was Arya's several elder brothers who had come back. They had already determined that Ollie's injury was not caused by a fall. Hearing the sound, Rex quickly pretended to be dead, and Arya found a place to hide. Her elder brothers seemed to have bad tempers. Without saying a word, one of them punched Rex. Seeing that he didn't react, they reluctantly believed that he was still unconscious. When leaving, Rex's bandaged wound caught one of their attentions. They went to Arya's room. Seeing that the bed was empty, they went back to the basement. Arya, who was about to leave, was caught red-handed. After dragging Arya away, poor Rex was administered a general anesthetic. After an unknown amount of time, Rex woke up in intense pain. Looking down, he was shocked to see that someone was sawing his left calf. Although he only had half of his right leg left, his muscle memory was still there. Rex immediately kicked the butcher aside, seeing that Rex was not easy to deal with. The butcher didn't fight hard but turned to get the anesthetic. Time was running out for Rex, and he started to cut the rope. Soon, the butcher came charging with the anesthetic. Fortunately, at the last moment, Rex successfully cut the rope and quickly plunged the dagger into the butcher's jugular. After getting out of trouble, Rex simply treated his wound with tape. Then, among the personal belongings left by the victims, he found useful things such as a first aid kit, boots, a whip, and a flare gun. Second popped up again at this time. He reminded Rex to find a way to kill the cannibal family and then rescue Arya. Nevertheless, Rex turned his back on him and said that Arya had nothing to do with it. Finland was too scary, and he wanted to go back to the United States. After all, the last time he acted like a hero, he had spent 8 years in prison. This time, he would never act impulsively again. Seeing that Rex was determined, Second didn't say much. When everything was ready, Rex put on his clothes, carried his backpack, and then tied a golf club to his disabled right leg as a prosthetic limb. Filled with anger, Rex rushed upstairs. However, it was ridiculous that it took him 23 minutes to climb just one short flight of stairs. Out of breath, Rex only had one thought at this moment: to escape as soon as possible. The process was much smoother than expected. Rex pushed open the door and successfully escaped from the den of monsters. Arya's parents came back from outside after seeing the footprints at the door. They realized that the prey had escaped. The family quickly held an emergency meeting. At this time, Arya was locked in a cage and listening in because the truth had come out. The mother suggested moving quickly. If Rex brought the police here, it would be impossible to escape. The butcher killed by Rex was Arya's uncle. Could they just let it go? In the end, the father decided to pack up and find a hotel to stay overnight. As for Rex, with only one leg, he definitely couldn't run far. It was okay to take revenge after the situation calmed down. Just when they were about to punish Arya, Arya's brother and father suddenly started to twitch with blood gushing out. It turned out that Rex finally softened his heart. He found a nail gun and hid under the dining table, taking the opportunity to launch a massacre. After a chaotic fight, Arya's two brothers and father all died. The mother, who had been unconscious during the fight, suddenly woke up. This time, Rex didn't take action, but let Arya kill her mother for the sake of justice. She used the whip to tightly strangle the mother's neck until she stopped struggling. During the break, Rex asked Arya, "I just killed your whole family. How do you feel now?" Arya only replied, "Mixed feelings." However, the crisis wasn't really over because they had forgotten an important person. That's right, it was the source of all the evils, the cannibal Paddy. Just then, the sound of thud. Thud, footsteps was getting closer. The moment Rex saw Paddy, he was stunned. Paddy was huge and looked like a wild beast. Before Rex could react, Paddy punched him flying. looking at his mother's body. He kept shouting "Mom" in his mouth. Taking advantage of the giant baby's distraction, Rex shot a flare at the back of his head. The flare hit with a pop but ricocheted off. This action completely enraged Patty, and the two of them fought. Facing the giant, Rex had no power to fight back and could only take the beating. During the fight, Rex accidentally opened the refrigerator, and as a result, he saw his remaining severed leg inside. Anger, grief, and a sharp sense of the absurd swirled in Rex as he looked at his severed limb. After coming to his senses, Rex had an idea. He picked up the short leg with the sharp bone exposed. Patty used all his strength to break Rex's body. At the critical moment, Rex stabbed the sharp bone of the short leg into Patty's mouth. With Patty's death, the crisis was finally over. In the end of the story, Rex and Daria drove away from there and the lovers finally got together. However, the seemingly innocent Daria also had a side that no one knew. When Rex made an intimate gesture with a female friend, Aria's eyes instantly became sharp, as if she wanted to kill the other person on the spot. Hey everyone, today's movie trip is over. Thanks a lot for your likes and comments. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll bring more surprises next time. You're like Film Academy pros with deep insights and love for flicks. Your likes and comments are like the force, always be with me. You are the shining stars in my movie world.